What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. I am Mr. Cincinnati. Podcast Dad's running a little bit late, so he will be joining us about midway through the show. But thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. It's Monday, brand new week. We've got a lot to talk about already. AEW Revolution is in the books, and just a magnificent show all around. So we're going to be breaking that down and previewing Monday Night Raw from Madison Square Garden. Hell of a card lined up for tonight. Shout out to Mr. OTM in the chats. You can catch his conversation with the podcast and the full-time part-timer breaking down AEW Revolution and giving their predictions on this past weekend's main event mixer, which you can find by following our friends at the Main Event Wrestling Network at @main_event_ on also social media platforms. Check that out. See if they got their predictions right, how well they did. Hell of a show all around, and cannot wait to talk about it with the podcast dad. Real quick, do us a favor. Give us a follow on both X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But most importantly, do us a huge favor. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. We need your help to get there. Every little bit helps. So just tell one person. Do us a huge solid, and just tell one person. Tell your friends. If you like what you saw here today, if you enjoy our conversation with not just myself and the podcast dad, but our guest Preston Ryker, who's going to be joining me in a little bit, spread the love, spread the word. We're trying to grow our community, and we love we love talking about wrestling and just having a good time over here. So support the crew as well as our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel. Remember, gorillapressapparel.bigcartel.com. Promo code WJP 2024 gets you 25% off site wide. You don't want to miss out on this. Got some new designs in stock, and I really think you guys are going to dig this stuff. So go show our friends over there some love. If you've not watched it yet, Scenic City Rumble is on IWTV right now. We see incredible title defenses from Aaron Wade, Tim Bosby. Yes, I'm going to give them their flowers today because they absolutely fucking earned them this weekend. So go check out the replay on IWTV. And Scenic City Invitational tickets are available now. You do not want to miss this tournament. It's one of the best going in the South right now. So get your tickets. They sell out fast. Wrestling Junkies are already planning to be there. We've got our tickets down. So come hang out in Chattanooga. And, give them a follow at SCI Tournament on X. And you can find all the details there. But, Kyle, thank you very much. I certainly try to. I'm a company man. So what can I say? Go check out the mixer. But, I think it's time to bring out our guest. I'm joined by none other than Toledo's own Mr. Party, Preston Ryker. He's a 4-year veteran. He's taken the indie scene by storm. Trained by the legendary Congo Kong and Paul Monahan, he has wrestled for top promotions such as Desire Pro, Fight Night Wrestling, and All-American Championship Wrestling. He's also been a part of some huge moments like his encounter with Congo Kong at 3 Rings of Doom last fall. Not only does he have an action figure, but he's aiming for some bigger things, including his dream of wrestling for Ohio Valley Wrestling. So without further ado, let's bring Preston Ryker to the stage. Preston, what's going on, man? How are you?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
I'm fantastic, man. I've been looking forward to this conversation for a while now. This is the beauty of TikTok, is just seeing you have a good time and do your thing. And I knew I wanted to have a conversation with you. So, yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, pleasure's all mine. So let's dive in here. Here at the Wrestling Junkies, when we look at pro wrestling, it's superheroes and supervillains that clash, but the one thing that do have in common are origin stories. So, Preston, if you could tell us about some of your earliest memories of pro wrestling.
So the first time I ever saw it and I fell in love, I was watching Friday Night SmackDown with my grandmother, and I saw the Boogeyman. I was like, "What? That's fucking dope!" And fell in love with that. I liked Rey Mysterio, but then I saw The Undertaker, and I was like, oh my goodness. Got hooked. I love the gimmicks more than like the actual moves. And then like I saw like Eugene and then Goldust when he was like tweaking, and
Yeah.
Like he was doing the stuff with Triple H and Ric Flair and everything.
Booker T.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, I love this. I then like just started acting like a wrestler when I was a kid. You know, like I was overweight. People were bullying me and stuff all the time. And so like I always thought I was Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, I thought I was a hard ass and shit. And so like I'd try to fight back and get my ass kicked. And then later I learned how to fight for real. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. And just one thing led to another and became a pro wrestler. It's crazy.
Love it. Well, like we said at the beginning, trained by Congo Kong and Paul Monahan. So tell us a little bit about what. I'm sorry?
Phil Monahan.
Phil. Sorry. My apologies. But tell us about the decision for this particular facility and what inspired it.
Yeah. So it's actually crazy. So I have it on my wall. It's from 2011. It's a sign I made. Phil's company, CIW, came to my high school. Congo Kong, Abyss, Kevin Thorne, Rosie, so many other people. The Great Akuma, he wrestled all over Michigan. Malice, he wrestled all over Michigan and other states as well. Benjamin Boone, Brian Castle, CK3, also known as Crimson. He was there as well. And I was like, holy crap. Like, how do I become this? I didn't even know there was a thing called an independence, you know? I love gimmicks. So when I saw Kevin Thorne was coming, I had to get a ticket. He was so real. Yes, at that time he was playing a character, but when I met him as merch table, he was like just down to earth. And then like, we were talking about his personal life, my personal life, because I'm a Christian, and I found out he's a Christian, and we were just talking about that, and like that was wow, you know, like I didn't think someone like that could be that, and so I was like, it just blew my mind, you know. I was like, okay, and then Congo Kong did a backflip from the top rope, damn near 7 foot tall, damn near 400 pounds, man doing that. I'm like, holy crap, right? And then I attended a seminar years later, and it was Congo Kong's. And I was like a giraffe. I didn't know my left or right foot. I was throwing like a shoot punch, and it was like, he's like, no, chill. And so like for so long, it wasn't working, right? And then I was like, you know, I want to be like Congo. So I did face paint and was all scary, like Undertaker and a Boogeyman, like you know, like what I grew up with. And then later, when Congo became my full-on trainer, he was like, we got to find, who are you? I'm like, well, I like to go out and party. I like to drink responsibly, let me say that. And I enjoy the atmosphere of just people, you know, like listening to people and chilling with people, you know, just, I'm a people person, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, why don't you just be like Mr. Party? Like you're just, you're the dude. So he's like, imagine Stifler mixed with Eugene because you're weird. And Congo Kong has became like my father, right? After my real dad passed away, Congo stepped in. I'm breaking kayfabe a little bit too much right now, but that's been dead for years. Fuck it. That man has done so much for me, and there's just no words on ever repaying him. Besides, I put him over as much as I possibly can. And so he was like, all right, do this. It was working. It took off. And then I got booked out in Canada. Did a Canadian tour with a guy named Tony Candello. He's done stuff with Edge, Christian, Chris Jericho, Don Callis, Kenny Omega, Rhino, the Bollywood Boys, so many. If you look up Tony Candello Death Tour, it's It's like the tour in Canada. I did his summer tour. It was one of the hardest things I ever had to do because I got really sick and still worked. But I learned so much. And then, yeah, I wrestled Congo a couple times. And when I say that dude hits hard, that dude hits hard. But, I mean, no, you're good. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
He is, to me, like, when you think of a gimmick, but who can actually still work, I think of Congo.
Wow. Okay. And you kind of alluded to it. You've had the opportunity to wrestle him most recently last fall, I believe. We've seen the teacher versus student matches, 1,000 times over in wrestling. What do you think the secret is to captivating an audience with a student versus teacher matchup?
Proper placement on the card, telling the story beforehand and even obviously during your match, but you have to have build. You have to have not just not just a fantasy story, right? What made our story great was he's my real teacher, and he's tough on me when he needs to be, hence why he's dead. And we kind of made it to where it's like, you ever get disciplined? You mess up in school, so you're getting disciplined.
Yeah.
That's how it was, you got to have that realism, because if you don't have that realism, then everybody can see through the bullshit.
Sure.
And we dug deep into the realism, and it's so much fun working with not just one of the people you idolize, but a guy that, at the end of the day, is going to take care of you. It's awesome. I really hope this year we do it again.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Well, I want to go to the chats here really quickly. So this came in from Shane Calzert. Now you're one of his company's top performers, so some high praise coming in for you.
I love you, Shane. I cannot
Shane,
wait.
I apologize. I can't read.
Can I say something?
You can say whatever you want. Yeah, so, absolutely. Yeah.
AACW is one of my favorite places to work. Great atmosphere, great locker room. The talent, very hardworking, and Kong is always there, so you can see me. Obviously, you can see him. You can see other great talent. If it was not for that man right there giving me an opportunity, I really don't think I would have the love for myself the way I do. Before we got on here, I told you I want to talk about mental health.
Yes.
Before I went to AACW, I was lost. Didn't really know me. Like, I knew Mr. Party, right? I knew this. Yeah. I didn't know, I was like a mannequin then. Now I know who I am. I have my own feet. I can stand tall and not just be someone, I don't like using the F word, doing a facade of something that I'm not, right?
Yeah.
But then I was like, I have to dig deep. And my best friend in this whole world, Sean Stockmeyer, was like, you need to be watching American Pie. You need to be Stifler. Did that, and it clicked. I mean, it's clicking more now than ever before. Made the party bus thing, doing the 2025 tour. And then I got promoted. Like, I'm going to this show. AACW is like my home. It's the place that has made me want to keep going, and it's something I can never ever repay him enough for. There's been times where, so we're on the independents, you mess up, right? We're not WWE, but we're trying to get there. So that's why I say to the fans that say, oh, they shit on independents. Like, well, don't shit on independents, because that's how you get better. You have to get those reps, right, to get better, so you can make it there. and the platform that they have, like for a guy like me, there's just not enough words to say thank you.
Sure.
So I will put them over any chance I possibly can. That was actually the first time I wrestled Congo Kong.
Oh wow. Okay.
It was what was it? It was a 6-man scramble match, and then all these other guys came, and then I was the last person. Now, remind you, I was shitting bricks in the back. I'm like, all right, what do we do? What do we do? He's like, all right, just relax, we'll have fun. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what does that mean? So I'm like, all right. And so we go out there, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, Ruby. So, and then he was like, and I was like, all right. And then I saw his eyes move back and forth. I was like, oh, this is not going to be good. Oh, boy. Yeah. Felt that one. Yeah. It was in front of 200 people. That was really where Mr. Party became a thing. I've had countless title matches, came this close every single time. But I'm telling you, I promise you, somehow this year will be Mr. Party's year.
I love it.
I have so much more like passion and like no offense, like fuck you, watch me attitude, because like for so long it was clicking, but it really wasn't until Sean was like, hey, watch this, be this. And I'm like, I kept watching different American Pies, and I kept watching like different movies and stuff, because I love Will Ferrell. And when I met my fiance, we clicked off of the movie Get Hard, Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, yeah.
I have to incorporate this, right? And I just started doing stupid stuff. So I wrestled a guy last Saturday named CFR at Desire Pro Wrestling. That'd be my debut there. We tore the friggin' house down. It was pretty cool because they're like, hey, you're in a semi-main. And then with CFR, I wrestled him a few times, and we looked at each other like, all right, we're going to hate each other as hard as we can.
I love it.
Dude, I still have bruises on I don't know if you can see it, on my leg. It was crazy. Like, but it was so much fun. And he's one of my biggest enemies, frenemies in this business. But again, it all comes back to AEW. I just want to say thank you for every opportunity you've given me. We have a show coming up this month on the 22nd in Sharpsville, Indiana. So if you guys are in that area or even willing to take a little drive, I'll make you a deal. If you mention this podcast, I will give you a free autograph.
Hey, you heard it here. You heard it here. Free autographs. Mention the Wrestling Junkies podcast and this interview. That sounds like a hell of a card here. We do have one more question in the chats here. This is from our friend Nick Teodoro. Everybody go check him out on YouTube. Give him a follow as well. He wants to know your dream opponent.
Oh, okay. So, Broken Matt Hardy.
Okay.
Broken Matt Hardy.
I guess I should have guessed based on our conversation pre-show.
But, so I have 5, right? But number 1 is Broken Matt Hardy. Number 2 is Nuncio from the FBI.
Okay. Yeah.
Evan Thorne. I've already worked the other 2. Sean Stockmeyer, well, Ace Evans. Now going by Sean Evans and Congo Kong. But, I would love to work Eugene. I got to work Shark Boy last year, and I believe, I might be wrong, so chat, let me know if I'm wrong on this, but I believe it was his last match. It was at UPW in front of 3,500 people.
Nice. Nice, very cool. That's a hell of a list there too. Yeah, shout out to Nunzio. Definitely underrated for his time. So that's a good answer for sure. Yeah. So as we wrap up here, there's one question that this would normally go to the podcast dad, but since he couldn't join us for this, yes, and here he is. He's in the chats. He's hopping in soon. But Mr. WrestleMania, is it Shawn Michaels or The Undertaker?
Okay. All right. Now, do you mean character-wise or just like the end-all, be-all for Mania?
It is however you want to answer it. Okay, it's there can only be one.
Taker.
All right, that's right. All right, so that's another one in the podcast.
Like end-all, be-all, Taker, but wrestling-wise, I would say Shawn.
Sure. Yeah. The quality of the matches was there, and Shane agrees that it is also Taker. So, that's I can't be mad at it. He is the GOAT. I think for me, Mr. WrestleMania is still forever Papa HB Shizzle.
Now I have a couple questions for you.
Okay, hit me.
All right, Mount Rushmore, all time, any promotion.
Ooh. Okay, it's going to be across multiple for sure.
Yep.
HBK, obviously.
Okay.
I got to throw Jeff Hardy on there because I started watching in 2000 and that was like right at the height of their TLC feud. So like he was it for me for fucking years. So HBK, Jeff Hardy. He's one of these guys that I just did not appreciate as much as I could have in the moment, and that is William Regal.
Dude, that's my finisher. It's William Regal's finisher.
It's just he's one of those guys, one of the all-time greats to never hold a world title, and I think I gotta round it out with and it's a hard one because it's between Cena and Undertaker.
I would say
that's a tough. Yeah, I mean, but big match, John, especially with what happened after last week. And I know we got to wrap this up here, but I got to get your thoughts really quick on the heel turn heard around the world. What'd you think?
Amazing. I was me and Sean. He was over here. We were working on the figures, right?
Yeah.
I spit out my Jack Daniels and Coke, dude. I was like, "What? No!" I was not prepared for it at all.
No, it just absolutely brilliant execution, and just it's gonna be a really, really interesting road to WrestleMania. So I can't fucking wait. But Preston, thank you so much for joining me tonight, man. This was an absolute pleasure. Before we let you go, where can everybody find you on social media? What do you have coming up? Where can people come see you?
Yeah. So on Instagram, it's Preston Ryker brand. On Facebook, it's Preston Ryker. On TikTok, it's Preston Ryker brand as well. You can see me at AEW March 22nd. You can find me at Fight Night Wrestling March 30th. I'm going to be doing some pop-up shows, trying to get on. This Friday is going to be at Crossfire, or the NWA Crossfire in Tennessee. The day after that, I'm going to be going to Pennsylvania. There's a couple shows out there that I'm going to be dropping by. Just trying to get my name out. And then I'm going to be in Toledo on Sunday for CIW Wrestling at St. Clement's Hall. So if you're in my area, please drop by, say hi, and let's party. If you don't mind, I want to say if anyone needs help, please reach out to me. Your life means a lot. Don't give up. There's people that care about you, even if there's no one in your circle that does or that doesn't. I do. Please reach out. If you don't feel comfortable reaching out to me, please reach out to a suicide hotline. Mental health for men, women, anyone is really important. So just please don't give up.
I can't think of a better way to close out than that. So, Preston, thank you so much again. Best of luck in the next couple months, and can't wait to have you back on, man.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you again to Preston Ryker for joining me. Thank all of you for joining me tonight as well. As always, give us a follow on X and on TikTok at Junkies Pod. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's that handsome son of a bitch. How we doing, man?
Hello. Great interview.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Your beard is looking like it's looking pretty defined there. Prominent.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm thinking of.
The beard looks great. Yeah. I gotta get trimmed up.
Yeah,
it's there. Can you see me now? I think
I can't see it now. Yeah.
No, good interview. Thanks for not putting up my Mount Rushmore, but that's just how we go.
I'm sorry. I thought I did. I apologize.
You didn't. You knew I would call that out.
No. Okay. Well, that's fine. I'm glad that you did. I don't want to ignore. I don't want to ignore.
How are you doing today? Doing all right?
I'm great. Thanks to the fact checker for also popping in as well. And Northcutt says, "Boo that man," or
that's fine.
or beard. Yeah. Well, boo that beard. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Hey. Haters gonna hate.
I know. I'm a horse's ass for that. They got away from me. That's all I'll say.
I'm not gonna say anything.
That's fine. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
No, the beard's coming in. And like I said,
it looks good.
I do need to get it trimmed up because I'm eating it right now at this point. So that top lips,
I'm gonna leave
that flavor saver. I mean, I can taste yesterday's breakfast. So, you want to talk about AEW Revolution?
I don't talk about anything else in this.
It's still light out.
Dude,
it's really weird.
It is still very light out. Like I love this time of year. It's rooftop / patio season. Like it's
what you got over there? Some tulips?
It's an orchid.
No, that's a whale, dude.
God, that isn't the most fucking bad joke.
Oh, didn't you miss me?
I did actually. Let's talk some AEW, dude, because holy shit.
First. Rewind.
Second. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Naomi, Bianca, Jade. Hell of a
Good
performance.
Lord.
What a performance.
That was yeah.
I just had to shout that out. We can now talk about
No,
it.
I mean,
but that was
let's God, I need to fucking okay. I don't even know where we start on this episode here. There's a lot to talk about.
There isn't anywhere to start.
Okay. Well, as fact checkers pointed out, did it for the EST. What was once old is new again. We are seeing a familiar tune, and it was Rikishi's damn daughter-in-law that did it. So, like it couldn't be any more perfect than that.
So who put her up to it? Because if you remember the Rikishi story, Triple H put him up to it.
Yep.
Who put her up to it? The plot thickens.
We'll find out. I mean, I'm trying to think, like, who else is on the roster right now that Naomi could use as a heater or for like a heater or a valet right now? I can't think of anybody.
I don't know. That's what.
Still think Bianca. Yeah.
Maybe it is. Yeah. Somebody put her up to it.
Yeah.
I don't think she acted alone. I don't think she did.
See, and I pointed this out in a conversation with the fact checker. I think this was like Saturday morning or something like that. There was a brief moment in that interaction when Jade stormed in the ring where they kind of had that face off. That those looks they gave each other could go either way as far as some sort of, I know it wasn't you, or it's like, there's still something kind of brewing under the surface here. So
the only reason I would say it's not Bianca is because if you're Naomi, you've gotten your ass kicked now twice.
Yeah.
Like, when you just go, hey, Bianca, you did this kind of thing, right? Why would you go through the whole song and dance of admitting it and then getting beat up again and probably get beat up at WrestleMania? Like, that's the only reason I think maybe Bianca's not doing it, but I don't know.
That's fair. And I would like this to be something where she's not involved because, I think, and I said this in a video on our TikTok channel, like we've been kind of waiting for this type of story for Naomi since she came back. Like we've been waiting for something that she's playing a support, like a very quality supporting role here, and it's not just kind of a one-off championship contention match. Like, there's a lot of arguments that could be made that she should have been the first women's U.S. champion, I think. That's not to say that Chelsea isn't killing it with what she's doing right now. But yeah, this is kind of what we've been waiting for, is something quality that Bianca can really, or Naomi, can sink her teeth into. I hope that this gets a one-on-one Mania treatment. I think they deserve it.
I think it will. I definitely think it will. Cody cut his promo. It's fine. It was all well and good.
He's got that fire in his throat now.
That's great. I need to see Cena and Rock. Cody can talk until he's blue in the face. I need to see Cena. That's what I need to see.
Yeah. Well, I think he's advertised for one of the European overseas Raws, I think, in a couple of weeks.
He is. Where are they tonight?
MSG.
Cody has been advertised.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. Yeah.
You don't think we'll get any type of interaction? Or you think it's just going to be Cody cutting another promo?
I think it'll be Cody again. I think he's really got to, because, I mean, when we think about how Cena walked out, even the presser, just the mic drop and walked out, it's going to take more than just one demand from Cody to get Cena to start talking, I think.
How about via satellite?
Because now, what's that?
How about via satellite?
That could also be very entertaining, yes.
Because that was the whole thing with Rock and Cena in their feud, was The Rock was never there because he was via satellite. And
that is true. But
you're going to do this whole thing with Cena, you might as well go all in.
But I think that because of the heel turn, like Rock was already heel. I think when we started seeing some of the via satellite stuff that he kind of later introduced, I kind of feel like your first remarks from Cena since all this happened have to be in the ring.
He doesn't have to talk. Rock comes on and Cena just happens to be right there next to him.
Okay.
So you can say 1,000 words just by saying none.
Fair.
Just have the Rock at like the big conference table, and then Cena's right there behind him.
Fair. And yeah, Fernando, really enjoyed the promo there, and great to see you in the chats again, my friend. Shout out here, Jesse and our friends from Ringside Renaissance. 5 title defenses last week between Raw and SmackDown with 2 title changes. Welcome change of pace to make TV feel more important. Absolutely right. And I've said this a couple of times before. I mean, Netflix has paid a lot of money for WWE over the next 5 to 10 years. So they are going to have to treat some episodes of Raw like almost a PLE of sorts to continue that return on their investment. They want to see moments. They want to feel like they are a part of moments. I mean, it was a major move to streaming away from a network that they'd been for the better part of 30 years. So, we definitely are going to see more of that, I hope. And it really is, taking these shows up a notch, because last week was fucking nuts.
They got a lot of time to fill.
Yeah.
So fill it with some good stuff. Yeah.
Speaking of a lot of time, Revolution 6 hours.
I did not make it.
I'm exhausted.
I did not make it. I made it to the tag title defense, and then I tapped out. Okay,
you have not watched any else of it yet?
No, I've watched it all. Okay. I didn't watch it all last night.
Okay. Just checking. MJF Hangman opened the show. A great match. I mean, we knew these guys were going to make magic together. They definitely left some in the tank for a second round, so that's what I'm hoping for. But no, this is a great story.
MJF little surprised Adam Page won. I will say that, because Adam Page just kind of seems like the person that, like, all right, I beat you. What's the point? Like, I beat you, ready to move on, kind of thing, right? That's why I thought MJF would win this, because it would give them another reason to go back at it, and then Hangman wins the second one, and then boom. I mean, it's 1-1. You got it. A story old as time. So a little surprised Adam Page won, but I think they're going to be able to tell a story and drag this out.
Yeah, and my thing is, I am fine with the fact that Page won, because they're playing into the desperation of MJF. Why do they love you and not me? Why you? Why you? Why not me? Like, it's only going to feed into that that he lost that first time. It's only going to drive him mad. It's only going to make him do whatever he has to do in order to throw Heyman off of whatever his next pursuit might be. And since Swerve is busy competing for the world title right now, it's going to be interesting to see what they tease that he may be going after. But yeah, no, I'm good with the fact that Page won. It was a great
I'm
match.
not saying,
really
I'm, saying
yeah.
I'm upset that he won. I'm just a little surprised with it. Like,
That's fair. Okay.
You want to talk about this next match?
Mercedes and Momo.
It was good.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, it's I don't know. Something still just is not there for me with Mercedes and AEW.
Because there's no story. She's done like minus, and I asked this on the mixer, minus the Statlander match. What's been your favorite Mercedes match in AEW?
I did like I think she and Willow went once, not long after her debut. Willow's always spectacular to watch. So yeah, that would probably be the only other one.
And that's all well and good. Like I need a like. Hopefully this means like, okay, the TBS championship can go somewhere else. And now that Toni Storm has been freed up and that feud looks to be over,
yeah,
we can get Mercedes in that level of feud. It just seems like she hasn't had a main event level feud yet, which is kind of what they brought her over to do. Maybe they tried to do that with Britt Baker, but egos collided.
Got in the way. And
hopefully this leads to some more main events for Mercedes, because I think they invested a lot of money in her, and I think you want to see some of that. Like, okay, she's got 4 belts, and that's great.
Yeah.
And she's kind of doing what she wants to do, and that's good. I don't know if she's the best woman wrestler in the world right now, though.
I would
don't know about that one.
Yeah, I mean, I love Mercedes. I wouldn't agree with that right now. I think that, certainly on WWE side, Roxanne Perez is in that conversation.
Io Sky,
Julia, Stefan Vicaire, Io Sky. Like there's a lot of people at the top right there.
I don't even know if she's like the best in the company right now. Like, go look what Toni Storm's doing. Go look what Mariah May's doing.
Yeah.
Like, and this is not a knock on Mercedes. I want something for her to sink her teeth into. And yes, Billy Starks was watching, so
yes.
Okay. If that means I get Mercedes and Athena, sign me the hell up, because I want that. If it leads to Mercedes 5 belts, then okay. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. And no, this is a good point. I mean, it just, I don't know. Something just feels very, like I said, it just feels different with her in AEW. And I was excited for the signing. I wanted to see what they were going to do with her, but it really has been the lack of a long-term story. It has been kind of just challengers. I mean, very talented people, but kind of plucked out of nowhere for a one-off for the purpose essentially of feeling like it's just padding the pay-per-view record. And, much like you've said with Chris Jericho, sometimes it's like, okay, if you're paying them a lot of money, you got to find a way to get them on TV. Like you have to get a return on that investment. Talk about Chris Jericho on 0 Hour also, by the way. It's like, that's exactly,
He did hit him right in the face with that bat.
Yep. Yes, he did.
Jesus.
Yes, he did.
Look, this was a good match. It was a good match. I'm not saying Mercedes is a bad wrestler at all. I just
no. This
run has been, I don't think, that main event level headlining show run that we thought it was going to be.
No. So no.
I've been more impressed with Ricochet than I have been with Mercedes.
That's because Ricochet is fucking killing it. And that's a great transition. Yeah.
You're welcome.
So Swerve is the new number 1 contender for the AEW World Championship. Ricochet, and I put this video out last night too. This is what we've needed to see from Ricochet, and we're finally this is showing that this move was for the best for him. Everybody knew that he could wrestle. That was never the issue. It's the presentation also matters, and this heel character where he's just this shitty, snobby yet brutally violent individual.
He's working. He's leaning way into it. Like, hey, I'm not that great at cutting promos. I'm gonna lean into it a little bit.
Yeah.
And he has. And the match was good, minus that one scary spot. But the match was very good. It told a story again with Prince Nana and everything. Swerve winning, I think, is the correct outcome.
Yeah.
But I think Ricochet has a path to the world championship, which is something I thought I would never say. So
he won in a loss. Yeah. I mean, he does need another long-term program.
The follow-up is
yeah, exactly. And you got to keep him in the conversation, because I think with what he has done so far, you can make a case for him getting a world title match in 2025. If you keep the foot on the gas, why not? Yeah.
I don't see any reason not to.
Yeah. Loved it. Fun match.
I think we thought it was going to be a fun match.
Yeah.
Just not disappointed. Sorry, I'm looking something up. Go ahead.
What was next on the card here?
Okada and Brody King.
A lot of fun. Brody King
Again,
is just
a lot of fun,
man. Yeah,
a lot of fun. And you said it last week, and I didn't even put two and two together. But the allure of combining these championships and doing all in with Okada and Omega, like that's.
Mm-hmm.
I understand now. I understand why we
program while you can.
Yes, I understand why we kept the title on Okada. Is that going to be the same caliber match as we've seen those two have in the past? Probably not.
Probably not.
Did you hate Austin Rock 3?
No, but it certainly wasn't the best of them.
But it wasn't the best. But did you hate it?
No.
Yeah. No, this was good. I like that Brody King's getting some shine. Hopefully, their tag team, the Hellhounds, can kind of gain some steam off of this and do something, because now they both lost. So that's what I was worried about. But look, it's always fun to see Brody King. Brody King's awesome.
Yeah. No, you just got to find something to do with him.
Desperately.
Take the damn TNT title off of Danny Garcia. Do something different.
That's for Ricochet.
All right. Back to the drawing board.
You would like to see that.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Melinda. She's been working on some new designs for us, and cannot wait to share these. I got to show you this as well. I know I'm going to DM you, but I just want to show her some love, because she's been working hard for us. So thank you again. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. And Fernando saying Bucks taking a break. Best thing to happen to Okada. That's an interesting take.
Sure.
Yes and no, I want to say, because the point of the Elite was just kind of to do this. Hey, we're the snobby corporate fucks. We're just going to do whatever we want because we can. It loses that teeth when the Bucks are gone. We don't know where the fuck Jack Perry is. So it's just kind of, yeah. When you with Okada being brought in to kind of round out that group. Yeah, we've always, he can go in the ring. That's not the issue. It's just kind of, how are you presenting him outside of the ring when he's a Continental Champion? He's still aligned with the Young Bucks, but there's got to be some way to keep him compelling on his own. And I don't know how they do that.
Well, the comedy things. I mean, he's funny. He does have some funny stuff. I will say that.
I know, but I don't want to see Okada be funny.
Well, we won't when he's feuding with Omega. That'll be the more serious. I think we'll get that. Hurt Syndicate beat the Outrunners. Not
surprised, but a lot of fun to watch. Yeah. I'm just glad the Outrunners got a pay-per-view tag team title match. I love these guys.
It was 3 months too late.
I know. It's just
they should have been the champions going into this match, I think. And then you could have the Hurt Syndicate win it off of them. Because the Private Party wasn't, that title run was not good.
It was not.
Let's call it what it was.
No.
The Outrunners had all the momentum. You could have given them the titles and then have Hurt Syndicate beat them anyway. And it would have been fine. Yeah. But
who the fuck beats them?
The Hurt Syndicate?
Yeah.
Probably the Young Bucks.
Okay. All right. What's the next match?
I think a lot of people shortlist for maybe match of the year with Timeless Toni Storm and Mariah May.
Oh my god!
Holy crap.
This is the greatest women's match in AEW history, right? Like I don't think it's not. I mean, because
this is the greatest feud in AEW history.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. And I know that people have the argument for Swerve Hangman, and they deserve to be in the conversation. However, I mean, the attention to detail has been damn near immaculate in the execution of this from start to, I mean, even down to the presentation of after those final moments, the camera pans out to get to the end on the monitor. Talk about a fucking, like, that is going to be a lasting image that should be in every video hype package, you name it, for the next 40, 50 years. Yes. This is I don't think that this is a hot take. This should have main evented. Yeah. You could have put Moxley Cope on. You could have put this on semi-main event, even with the Swerve part where that happens after the match. Yeah, you could have still had all of that and then close the show on the end.
Yeah, I agree.
God, that was so good.
I don't think it's a hot take at all.
They taped their fists and dipped them in broken glass.
I don't think it's a hot take at all. This was a fantastic match, and I know it's not going to be for everybody because there was a lot of blood involved, but I thought this was amazing. It was, that is a perfect way to describe
beautifully uncomfortable. Yeah.
It's like a car crash. I could not look away.
No,
I could not look away. It's up there as one of the best women matches I've ever seen. I mean, easily top 5. Top 5.
It's just,
if there was ever a time to have a women's match main event in AEW pay-per-view, this would have been it.
That would have been it.
This definitely would have been it. I get why they didn't.
I don't.
But they wanted to do the whole cash-in thing and then the swerving. Like, that's kind of AEW. That's kind of AEW's bread and butter, though. They always main event with their championship.
And I agree that.
But maybe they get away from it now. Maybe they get away from it. Hopefully they listen to the fans.
I do agree. Most times, yes, your world title should close the show. That would have still been a world title match that closed the show. You could have done everything, the Christian cash in, all of the schmoz interference, even the hokey Bryce slow count spots. There was a little bit of ham it up from the refs.
All right. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Sorry.
You're not getting an argument from me. You're not going to get an argument. This should have main evented. This was my match of the night. I mean, again, probably one of the best matches I've ever seen.
This is going to be a hard one to beat for match of the year, I think.
It's going to be tough, but
it's going to be really hard.
They do have a guy named Will Ospreay on their roster.
Yeah, we'll get to him in a minute. Yeah.
Kenny Omega won the International Championship.
I really enjoyed this match too. This was a lot of fun. This is and
AEW's got the guys, man. They have plenty of guys, which is why I'm really disappointed of kind of what this main event was, but they have plenty of guys that I think are going to be future champions, and this company is going to be in very, very good hands moving forward as long as they can keep everybody. Yes. Kenny Omega winning was correct.
Yes. Kenny
Omega and AEW it makes AEW so much better. It does. Yes. When he was gone, it left in a huge gap. It just feels right that Kenny Omega is back on television.
Yes. Yes.
That's all.
Could not agree more. Cage match was next, right?
It was. Sorry. There's a child running around.
No, it's all right.
Yes, the cage match. How about a Spanish fly off the top?
You sick fucks. I mean, just.
Or that hidden blade at the end.
Woo. Yeah. That, like, just the fuck you. I hope you fucking just. Yeah. No, all like, what I love so much is that there were matches that we knew were going to be violent and all had different stipulations. They still found ways to make their matches unique, because you could have argued, some people would argue, that there was probably too much blood between Toni, Mariah, and then 3 people bleed in a singles cage match, which I just couldn't help but get a chuckle out of. But like, I just love that every match felt different for their stipulation and how violent we knew that they were going to be. This was another match of the night contender for sure. It always is when Ospreay's in the mix. This was personal. That camera shot we had of them standing on the cage across from each other.
It's a good shot.
Perfection. Like those are cool things that I enjoy that AEW does.
Well, you can tell they've upgraded that, right? Like you can tell.
Yeah.
They hit. I don't know about match of the night. I'm still giving it to Toni Storm and Mariah May.
Yeah, I think I am too.
I don't even think this was the best Ospreay Kyle Fletcher match. So
no, but it was damn good.
It was really, really good. But when the bar set so high,
yeah.
My only gripe with this match is that I think Kyle Fletcher should have won.
Yeah, this would have been a big one for him.
Like winning this feud, I think would have launched him into that next level.
Which, I mean, because I've already said it, that's a future world champion right there. I'm confident that he will. I mean, he's got the look, he's got himself in fucking phenomenal TV shape. Mm-hmm. It's hard not to, especially with the Don Callis pairing, like that is it's hard not to think of a world where he doesn't make that main event status, even in this loss. But yeah, this would have been a massive win for him for sure.
And like Ospreay's not hurt with the loss. Ospreay's bulletproof no matter what he does. So yeah. All right, this main event.
It was fine.
Mox and Cope. And Christian Cage.
Yeah, it was fine. The contract is no more. I love how they had to catch themselves saying, "Oh, he's cashing." No, he's executing the contract.
I don't get why the guy cashing in the contract took the fall. Like, why did that to me just doesn't make a ton of sense. Like, he cashed in, yet he submitted.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, the storytelling is just weird. Yeah. Like, the swerve thing at the end was cool. Where the hell's Jay White?
Yeah, because that was an interesting look he gave after Wallop and Cope with the briefcase. Maybe that's the next program here is kind of his involvement in that, spins Cope off into something, which we've been saying forever. We want something that really gives Jay White the presentation that he deserves. It just really hasn't happened as much as it could have when we thought that, when we thought that it would as one of the highly sought after free agents. This could be a step in the right direction again. He got his interference and got his moment in the main event, and it cost a Hall of Famer his chance at his 12th world title.
I didn't need to see win the world title. I didn't need to see
I know,
that
but I'm
all.
Just saying from a canon standpoint, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I think the outcome's correct. Like, Moxley, I think winning is correct. Does Swerve take this title off Moxley?
He's got the best shot, I think, of so far of anybody, especially with the way that he struck first, because it's kind of, I know that I have to strike first before you guys get your hands on me, because that's kind of what he just dealt with Ricochet and putting that behind him. So, like, it does not surprise me that he has to kind of go on the offensive here to neutralize the Death Riders. But Fernando, I think this was just a way to end this cash-in contract execution storyline for good. I wonder if we will see them do something like this again, because it just didn't work the way that I think that they wanted it to, which happens. But
I don't like the cash in. I don't like taking that, right? Like, WWE already did it. Do something different. Like, yeah. When TNA did it, for all their flaws, like the Feast of Friar thing, that was a fun idea.
Yeah.
And I know it's a battle royal or a ladder match or what. Like, I just do something different.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I know it's hard because pretty much everything's been done, but no.
And yeah, that's gonna be a lot of what makes this match so much fun. Is they're both violent, they're both cerebral.
I think I know who's gonna take the title off of him, but
okay.
I think it's gonna be Hangman. And talking about a redemption story arc. This whole thing started when Moxley beheaded him at that show we were at. Remember?
Yeah.
Or Hangman got hurt,
and
that kind of stopped that character of Hangman. We saw the more edgier side of Hangman.
Man, that feels like forever ago now.
It was like 3 years ago.
Golly.
But if you want to do some long-term storytelling, like,
yeah,
and a guy that has kind of, we talk about him trying to kill AEW, a guy that has been there since day one and kind of represented what AEW is, I think Hangman would be a great call for that. Like, Swerve hasn't been there since day one. Cope hasn't been there since day one.
Sure.
Like, I don't know why Kenny Omega's not in this story, but he's not. But if you're going to do it, like, Hangman could, probably that guy. Like, if you think AEW, then I think we need to rethink who the pillars are in AEW.
Oh yeah, no, the original four are not they're not anymore. No,
MJF is still there.
Yeah, sure.
I put Hangman in there.
Yep.
I don't know who the other two are. Ospreay, I guess.
I mean, but the conversation started with the originals.
Who's left?
I don't know. That's gonna have to be.
I mean, at this point, I kind of associate Moxley with AEW more than WWE.
Yeah. Because I mean, he debuted at Double or Nothing, so basically, yeah, he debuted at the first pay-per-view. So if you can make the argument that he is an AEW original because he showed up. Yeah, that was what 8 months.
You talk about a guy that's carried the flag for AEW. Like, hey, we got this whole situation for Punk. Can you hold the title? Sure.
Yeah.
Like, we got this whole situation here. Could you fill in? Sure.
Yep.
That's a company guy. Revolution, A+ show.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also, Leslie Jones going nuts in the crowd.
I love that. Who was it? Was it Nigel that thought that was Prince Nana's like mom or something?
Mom, yeah. Nope. SNL alum. Yeah, that's who that is.
Nigel. All right, Monday Night Raw.
Hey, yes, steel cage match. Does Roman show up? Yes or no?
Yes. And AJ Styles calls out Logan Paul. Hello.
This is a great. Yeah, this is a great comparison here for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, that to me was match of the night. It's up there for match of the year. I think easily on that list. Sure. Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio take on the New Day in a tornado tag match.
Yeah.
Tornado tag match.
Okay. Yeah. No disqualification, so shit's gonna get wild. It seems like.
Punk and Rollins in the cage. Jey Uso takes on Grayson Waller.
AJ Styles, I think, confronts Logan Paul.
Yep, I said that. Thanks for listening.
Sorry.
Active listening, buddy. It'll go a long way. Yes, Roman comes back, and he costs Punk. Not on purpose, but that's how we get to our three-way. He's going to be so focused on Rollins that something's going to happen, and Rollins is somehow going to win, and Punk's just going to be pissed off and want them both. I'm telling you, that's how we set up this triple threat. I'm telling you. Because he goes, I want Rollins. Heyman, I need that favor. Get Roman in that match. I mean, he still owed that favor.
Yeah, I know. Papa H is promising twists and turns, and
had a couple of them.
Yeah, no. So far, he's really making it hard to miss TV anymore, which is good. So I'm pumped. Podcast Dad, it is great to see you as always. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Before we sign off, again, as always, give us a follow on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook, but most importantly, please do us a huge favor: subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, and we need your help to get there. Right now, we're at 440. So if everybody, what's that?
I was going to say 440. We were at 440. Yeah. Thank you guys for the support. Yes. Tell one person. Please just tell one person.
If everybody watching right now heads over, hit subscribe, we're crushing that goal, and we're on to 600. So every little bit helps. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back tomorrow. Break down Monday Night Raw. We'll preview NXT coming from the theater at Madison Square Garden. And keep trucking on the road to WrestleMania. Coastal Empire Wrestling's Cupid Chokehold show is on YouTube. Check that out. We'll be bringing you After the Empire, including our conversation with Hunter James in the next couple of weeks. Podcast Dad, it is a pleasure to see you as always, and Yeah, stay awesome.
I always do.
All right, that's the podcast, Adam. Mr. Cincinnati. This has been the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. See you tomorrow.